on this computer. And we are recording. Awesome. All right. So, hey guys, I am Coach Angie, and I'm really excited about our conversation today because I have a longtime friend and a new friend that is a part of our chat today, and we are all personal trainers. And so today's topic is about personal training and what it's like to be a trainer and what our experience has been like throughout the years. And so first, we're going to start with Demetrius. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you have been training, and why you became a trainer.
Okay. Again, I'm Demetrius Glenn. I've been training for about 14 years now, and I'm a fitness professional. Also work with athletes as a sports movement coach as well, and a mentor. So we work with juveniles in detention centers as well. And so what got me into training was living in Houston. I used to work out there, and a guy you used to pester me about training, and I could get money from it. And then one day I ended up going to a week long, workshop that they had, and I just went ahead and went for a week, and then I got a job offer from 24 Hour Fitness in Houston, and then it went from there.
That's
So
pretty
so that's
good.
yeah, that's how I got in. No interest in just working out.
Just
So
wanted to work out.
that's
Sorry.
it.
It's someone at the door. So anyway, okay, cool. So, and then really quick, Demetrius, tell us what certs you have.
So I'm with the National Council of Strength and Fitness. So I'm
Mhm.
I'm with them. So I have their personal trainer certification. I also have their youth strength training cert. I'm also certified with Jillian Michaels. I'm certified with TRX. I'm certified with what they call hyperwear, which they deal with sandbells and
Mhm.
sandbags. I'm with them. I'm part of the U.S. Registry for Fitness Professionals, and try not to leave out anything. I think I'm getting short on memory. Um, that's about it that I can remember right now.
Yeah, because
So
there's so
just
many things that you can do. So
just a couple of things.
yeah. All right, Dakir. So tell us about yourself and how long you've been training or certified, why you became a trainer, and then um, your certifications.
Well, as stated and seen, I'm Dakira Bay. I have been certified going on 7 years. I've been training since I came here as a little child. So I've always been one to want muscles when I was younger, doing push-ups or whatever it may be.
Mhm.
And uh, as my athletic career led me to play football in college, then working out and being around the gym has always been something that's second nature to me. So in order to, when the opportunity came to do this full time, it was like I felt like a little kid in Toys R Us or something. Like, you want to work at Toys R Us? Like, yeah. So officially training for 7 years, but I've been training, as far as like living a fitness lifestyle. That's
Mhm.
nonstop since my college days. And certifications, I also went through the National Council of Strength and Fitness
Mhm.
for their personal trainer certification, and just the other CEUs. But as far as certifications right now, I'm working on TRX, and I wasn't certified for Jillian Michaels, but I've taught shred on a number of occasions. So
Mhm.
I could
Okay.
do a little bit of everything.
Awesome. Well, tell you about myself. I am, of course, Angie. I already said that. But I have been training, I've been in the industry for, I would say, over 15 years. And the reason I got into the industry was around, I guess, when I was a junior in high school, I started to like that's when my weight loss journey started. Um, and I had always kind of tried to do, I tried to exercise, but for whatever reason, I just didn't like it. Um, I used to do like on PBS, they would have these workouts called Body Electric. I don't know if you're familiar with that. I would try to do the workouts and then I would be like 10 minutes in, this is hard. I don't want to do it anymore. And even like PE, like running a mile, like all that stuff just was number one hard because I was overweight as a child, and number two, they didn't make it fun. It was more of a like a we have to do this because that's what the state tells us to do. So get out there and run this mile. So when I started my weight loss journey, I started at this small gym called Curves for Women, and I think a lot of it had to do with timing. You know, I think you're familiar with the the trans theoretical model where it's, you know, you have the pre-contemplation phase, the contemplation phase, and I had probably been in that contemplation or pre-contemplation phase for many, many years, but for whatever reason, it was just I was ready to do something different. And so I started working out there probably 2 or 3 days a week. It was a women's only gym, so I felt comfortable there. It wasn't like, hey, it wasn't a necessarily a specific workout. You know, they had a couple of strength training machines, but it was based on interval training. So you would do some strength training and then you would do some cardio. And the cardio can be whatever you wanted to do. It was on a trampoline and you just kind of moved your body. So it was doable. And once I started to see results, I said, okay, I can actually keep up with this. And that opened my mind up to want to do more and wanted to explore more. Started to look at things like asking for the nutrition facts at McDonald's. And that's when I started to learn about food. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like a Big Mac has lots of calories and fat in it. Let's consider something different. So I started to, that's how I started making other choices and just exploring the menu. So I have a degree in nutrition. I have a master's in holistic health. I have a my personal training cert is right now because I switch it up sometimes, but right now it's in with ACSM, American College of Sports Medicine, I
Hmm.
think.
Yeah.
And but I think my heart's with NASM. I'm a NASM person, so I might switch again later. But yes, and I've taught. I'm a group fitness instructor, so I've taught a variety of classes. I've been certified in spin and I've taken TRX workshops. I don't think I ever got certified through them. Kickboxing, I've done a variety of different things, but my heart, my preference is with personal training because I like working one on one with people. And I'm also an introvert. And so, what I learned over the years is when I'm teaching a class, it just takes too much of my energy. And I don't have the same type of energy that like a real good group fitness instructor is like, it's different. And I'm just more of a one-on-one kind of a person. I like building intimate relationships. And so I do teach a little bit, like I teach kickboxing because that's my favorite. That's probably where you'll see the most of my best energy. Um, but I prefer to work one-on-one with people. So thank you so much for sharing a little bit about yourself and why you got into training. And what I think is really cool is that we kind of all got into training for different reasons. And that's what's so great about this industry. Everyone, number one, has a passion for wellness or fitness or health. We all have a backstory. So whether it's I've always been an athlete, or I just wanted to exercise, and get paid for it. Or like me, I have a weight loss journey. We all have some sort of passion behind fitness. So with just how 2020 is, this is a really interesting time to be in fitness. I would love to hear your thoughts how COVID has changed the way you are running your business. So Dakira, if we can start with you, how has COVID for you changed things and how you are working with people? What are you doing differently now than you were doing, in January or February this year?
The main thing that COVID has brought about for me is the world of virtual training.
Mm-hmm.
So, prior to when you can interact with your client or with your class, person to person, then you get a different experience. But, when you have to go either online, a phone or a computer and log on and you're looking at somebody, through a little device,
Yeah.
it makes things a little bit, it's an adjustment period. You have to adjust, because the people that would normally come to you, they're stuck at home or they can't, come to the gym where you're at. So we're in
Right.
the virtual world and I don't really mind it. I can do a lot of critiques pretty good through the virtual.
Mm-hmm.
And for the women that I train, it's mainly been women, they've been 60 plus years old, the older women, they have got into a regimen to where working out is a lifestyle. And
Yeah.
so when you come and you shut the gyms down and then the women, they don't have, whoever's training the clients, they don't have that same accountability
Yeah.
that they would as if they would, go to the gym and show up. So for the first maybe 6 weeks, a couple of ladies, didn't respond to me. And then after that, they were emailing me and contacting me and letting me know like they need me there in their life for accountability because
Right.
they've tried to do it, without having someone holding them accountable and it didn't work. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lifestyle and it has to be catered to. And, if it's a situation going on like now, like COVID, where the gyms is
Yeah.
closed down and it's hard to get outdoors, then, next best thing is to link up online like we're doing here and
Yeah.
become more technology sound and train that way. So
Yeah.
that's the biggest.
You really bring up a really interesting point about accountability because when you are going to the gym, accountability just naturally is there. But now that people are home and they're like, oh, okay, I can just do this thing at home. I can kind of pull up a workout routine online and do some stuff.
Not
And
that easy.
it's not that easy. And now people are starting to understand what accountability is. Like, I need someone that's going to kind of hold my hand, push me, making sure that I'm on top of everything. Because I don't know what you think about this, but when people say, well, I can keep myself accountable. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna let you try it.
Right.
And see how far you go with holding yourself accountable. Yeah, what do you think about that, Demetrius? Like the whole accountability um, component right now?
I'll say I think it's a big mix because you have people who I have people who I didn't think would be more accountable, and they actually stepped
Mm,
up, and the people who I assumed would be accountable slacked off. So it was kind of the reverse of it. I think it makes it easier. Going virtual makes it easier for you to be able to set a time and just make it happen. Because I know for me, it made me think about when you asked the question. You were talking to me about doing virtual training like what 3-4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. I remember our conversation that we had about it. You like, man, I'm already doing it. You need to get on it. But it goes back to comfort levels. Like I don't have to do that. I mean, I see all my people, so I don't really have to get into it. But now it's in a position to where it is pretty much the primary
Forward.
source of the primary choice or source of doing all interactions from meetings to
mhm.
working out to eating with some people. Some people don't even visit their family members and they're talking over Zoom, that type of thing. And so I actually like it. It actually puts me in a better position to train more people. I actually found that I have more fluency in training doing virtual, than I did with just meeting people one on one. because
Hmm.
those same people who just wanted one time a day, now like, hey, can we do two? Can we do three? Because and those people who didn't even think that working out virtually will be fun or doable. Meeting
Yeah.
those people, like, man, I thought it's cooler than what I thought, man. I wouldn't do this again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I actually like it. I think it just changed our whole way of operation, and for me, it actually puts me in a position to have more time, to meditate, the game plan and what we're gonna do next,
Yeah.
like personally as well, and game planning for clientele.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I definitely agree that this, I guess, COVID has definitely opened up the doors to what we can do, and kind of like broadening out the playing field. I love virtual training. And actually, when I was training, this was a long time ago, but when I would have some of my clients traveling, I started to offer Skype. So I was offering training through Skype, and we would just log on, we would do our thing, and it worked out really, really well. But I never at that time, and I think I tried to figure out how to offer some sort of online training, but sometimes when you try to do something new, it's just like it's just too early because it hasn't, people aren't really open to it. They don't really understand it. They just like, oh, well, we have to go to the gym. So I didn't continue to pursue it. But I did offer it as an option if some of my clients were on the road. But now that people are more open to it, virtual is just more of a thing. It's become a part of our way of life. I love it because I want to work from home. I do not see myself at this time stepping into a gym because for what? I can do everything I want to do from home. And, it's easy because I have my son. I don't, have to worry about finding someone to watch him. It just really, it works for me. So, I really like that people are opening up to the whole idea of virtual training. And I thought what was really cool when COVID kind of first started hitting, I guess, was that like everybody hopped on virtual training so quick. So I
Yes.
thought it was great that the industry made such a quick adjustment to not being in the gym but saying, hey, we have to keep it moving, we have to keep it pushing, and let's hop on this virtual training and keep offering people something. And it wasn't from a place, to me it wasn't from a place of continuing to make money. Of course that's part of it, but I think it came from a place of, well, people need to exercise. We need to keep moving our bodies. It was a place of positivity. So I thought that was really cool. So I wanted to talk about our first training jobs. I know I remember my very first training job. Let me think about it. Where was my first training job? Okay, I guess I can use, yeah. So I'll use that one. So think about your first training job, your first training experience, because I think that's a fun story.
Right.
And I'll go first with this one. So my first training job, I actually started working with this organization. It was a corporate fitness organization. Um, and this just really shows how I guess silly I was back then. But I was like making not that much money. And I actually ended up leaving because I guess I felt like I should be making more. But yeah, but it was actually a really good place to train. And as a new trainer, like my hours were really erratic. So some days I was closing, some days I was opening, and that was super annoying to me. Like I could close and it's 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, and then I have to get up and open at 5 a.m. Like that back and forth was just not working for me. But I had a lot of great opportunities with this particular organization because not only was I training, but I was teaching group fitness classes. And then I had the opportunity to do like workshops, like healthy snacks or, whatever. So in hindsight, I'm always kicking myself because I wish I would have stayed there longer. Because I think I would have really gain the tools and the skills I needed to, to be a great trainer. But not too long after that, after I left there, um, I ended up working at LA Fitness. Yes, right? Is that what it's called? LA Fitness? That's
Mhm,
where I met Demetrius.
mhm,
And I learned a lot there because that was my first commercial fitness job, which is very different than corporate. But so you're just cranking sessions out, you're just meeting people back to back to back to back. And what I did learn from that experience was how to maximize half-hour sessions, which I still love to this day. You can get a lot done in 30 minutes if you plan well. And then you also tell your client what they need to be doing as on their part, but that's just in general. So that was my first, I would say, my two first training jobs and what I learned from those jobs. So Demetrius, where was your first training job and what did you learn from it?
It was in Houston, 24-hour fitness, Westheimer, and Beltway 8. I never forget. My first 8 months of training, and 24-hour fitness taught me that, like you said, commercial it's all about money
Mm-hmm.
first. It's about money first. And what I learned from them was their concept of emotional buys. Like that was one of the major takeaways.
Yeah.
Emotional buys. You get a person, you get all their stats, and you show them where they are, what they look like, and then you just go in and sell them. Hey, this right here is you. That's you. Look at that. That's you. So go ahead and buy this 24 pack. We
Yeah.
get in 2-3 times a week for the next 6 weeks, and then we would take it from there. So you get the buys in. And my training goals per month was $3,000 in sales, PT sales, $1,000 in supplement sales, and that includes snack bars and protein shakes and all
Mm-hmm.
of that. And that's coming in novice, like no experience,
Mm-hmm.
and that just taught me. And if you didn't reach the goal, you had meetings every day until you reached your goal. And so that taught me what I didn't like about training. So I was there for 8 months, and when I share my thoughts on emotional buys, of course that was an issue,
Oh
because
yeah.
why are you asking all these questions and getting deeper in the system are already set. I just need you to follow the program. And so for me, yeah, I lasted 8 months, and I started having these conversations with the GM, and eventually it was pretty much time was cut, because they're like, I need you to get these sales. And I'm like, I don't like the way that looks. I'd rather give a person the information that they need and then let them make a decision if they're going to buy it. And then I can just keep it moving. But for them, that doesn't guarantee money,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
that was my great lesson. But it actually helped me and to teach me how the business of it is.
Yeah.
And then when I moved to Dallas, and then when we met at LA Fitness, like you said, that's when I learned how to knock out 30-minute sessions. Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
back to back to back to back. You set your own schedule. We used to get in 5:30 in the morning, and we'll
Mm-hmm.
be done by 2. You got the rest
Yeah.
of the day. You done knocked out about 12 people, maybe 12 to 16 people per day,
Yeah.
and you get in and get out. So that's what I learned from that. And that foundation, I think, helped me to where we are now, the way we train, where we train, how we train.
Right. Absolutely. Dakira, what about you?
Uh, I have a very, specific, unique way I came about. Um, Luckily, I'm related to the master beneath me, Demetrius, and I was going around on his reputation as a trainer, not really established anywhere yet, but I became a substitute first.
Okay.
And because of his reputation and his good training ethics, I was able to just go in on reputation of him, and they were like, okay, well, you are his cousin, you must train well. You probably train the same. Y'all look the same, And, it ended up like what you say. You're big on kickboxing. Well, I have a kickboxing class that's pretty wild, and that's how I originally got started. I was substituting a kickboxing class for a woman that had, I think, broke her ankle, or she had an issue in her foot.
Okay.
And so I was substituting for about 3 months. And when she came back, the class didn't want me to stop teaching her. So they asked if it was not too disrespectful for them to keep me as their teacher. And it worked out because, you know, the woman, she had been gone so long that I guess she was kind of ready to give it up as well. So that helped me to get my first class, which was kickboxing. And then from there, it just blossomed into, you know, can you do this? Can you sub this? Can you do this? And then, you know, just picked up. So it's been a pleasure from day one for me.
That's good. No, that's always a risk you take when you need a sub. You always hope and pray that they are not better than you, but you always make sure that you're like bringing it every single time. That's why I don't like group fitness. It takes too much energy. I was like, this is just too much. Too
Yeah,
much.
you
People
gotta
asking.
rewire it up.
um, yes. So I forgot what was my next question. I had another point I wanted to make based on something Demetrius said, and I forgot. But oh yes, I remember now. So commercial fitness is very interesting, and I did have another commercial fitness job. Couple, I would say probably more like almost 10 years ago now. And they are very driven. It's all about the numbers. And I've had several of those conversations with the GM and just button heads. And I remember he was saying like, well, how come you're not selling the supplements? And not like I didn't believe in supplements, but if they didn't need them, they didn't need them. And however, also the supplements really didn't help my business as a trainer. I didn't get as big of a commission from that. So I didn't really see the value in pushing supplements. I pushed what got me more money. However, the supplements helped his pocket. So I just, I ended up, I was there for maybe 6 months. And I was like, yeah, this is not working for me. So you definitely, I learned definitely the business. I understand that we have to make money. I think from a trainer's heart, we want to help people, but we also have to make sure that we're feeding our family. So one more question and then we'll wrap up. Let's talk advice. So for as you think about someone that's coming into the industry, I just got a text or a Facebook message from someone that's saying, "Hey, I'm interested in becoming a trainer." She was asking about certs, and she was asking about. Then she started asking about like, what's a good workout for weight loss? Like just random questions. And then she's like, hey, do you have some forms for my client? I was like, wait. Are you even certified, ma'am? Before
Right.
you do anything, you need to make sure you are dotting your I's and crossing your T's. Do not work with anybody until you get certified and you get some insurance. So,
Right.
Right.
yes. So if someone were to come to you and say, hey, Dakira, hey, Demetrius, I want to become a personal trainer, what advice would you give them? So Dakira, we'll start with you.
If someone came to me and said they wanted to be a personal trainer and asked what I think, I would say, as long as it's in your heart, then you'll be able to make it happen. And the reason I say that is because, again, I say it's a lifestyle. Like, we get so caught up in distractions that it's easy for us to put training or put working out on the back end like it's really not that important, when
Mm-hmm.
the majority of our society sits down every day and they don't live up to their human potential, that they're supposed to be as active as they are daily. So when you know that you're coming into a lifestyle change, then you'll be able to give that message to the people that are coming to you. And
Mm-hmm.
another thing is like when you're a trainer, you are the voice, like you are the authority. Whatever you say, they're going to take it as, oh, this is 100% golden ticket word, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So be confident in how you speak. Um, don't overstep your bounds if you don't know what you're talking about, you know, and don't be afraid to say, I don't know. I could look it up for you. I could look it up with you.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then that was my biggest thing as a trainer, just knowing like I have the command word. And that really made me take more care and you know, be more empathetic, sympathetic in how I'm coming at people as far as what they have going on in their lives and then how they want to continue training or if they don't think training is that important, you know. So that's
Mm-hmm.
my biggest thing. Yeah, that was my biggest thing. Know that you are the authority and it's
Yeah.
a lifestyle.
Yes, I love that. What about you, Demetrius?
Man, just listening to what Dakira said, I'm like, okay, shit, let me process a little bit more. I was thinking what came to mind. Two things came to mind. Um, our business name, know yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Know who you are, so you can know how you want to get in. So my first question would be, what is your reason?
Yeah.
Because if you just want to get money, then we can just go ahead and get you to the places where you can just go in and you focus on money. Or if you're looking for doing things for, pretty much, I don't want to say free, but you're not worried about money. You just want to help people. I think finding out what a person's reason is
Mm-hmm.
always helps because you can guide them. And similar to what Dakir said, if you have somebody, I'm a firm believer, if you have somebody who in the game, your learning curve should be shortened tremendously.
Yeah.
There's just no reason why we should be on the same. It takes you like at the same amount of time that it took me or somebody else to get there.
Yeah.
But if it isn't working like that, they let you know how the other person is. Too.
Right.
And and going back to what you said about if you don't have get your insurance, because people are crazy. People will blame you. You got the command, but boy, if they're not accountable, and we're using all these words again, accountability, command, and if they don't get the results, even if they don't do what they're supposed to do, they coming for you because
Right.
you said this or you didn't say that, and they will blame you and accuse you of being the reason why they're not living their best life. As I heard a woman say that before. Man, you the reason I'm not living my best life. Dang,
Wow,
that's
that's
deep.
big.
That's a deep statement, boy. Wow. Yeah. Now that and what is a person like Dakir said? What is your passion?
Yeah.
Do you plan on getting into training to go into something else? Just like we did. Training was just a way for us to give back to our people. Going to the juvenile jails,
Mhm.
getting the contract with DISD, um, working with schools and getting the opportunity to do training at high schools doing sports
Mhm.
movement, at Lincoln and North Dallas and those places. And I think it can help you
Uh-oh.
He froze up.
He'll be back.
you'll find out as you get in it too. I think people just have to really always. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, you're good now.
He
Okay.
came back now.
Okay. So I just think knowing who you are, knowing what you want, and then if you can align yourself with people who are already in it, then you should be able to learn faster when you
Mhm.
get in it. But know who you are because whatever you get, that's a reflection of you,
Yes.
too. So if you're going in for whatever motivation, when you get it, you can't blame somebody else for getting what you went
Right.
in it for. So yeah, that's what comes to
I
mind for me.
I agree with that. Know who you are, from the perspective of, and I think it's the same thing that you're saying. Both of you were saying is really think about who you want your demographic to be. What is that
Right.
niche? Um, And for me, I'm still, figuring it out because sometimes it changes, or you might be exposed to a demographic that you haven't been exposed to before, and you're like, oh, I really like this type of person or this group of people. Do you prefer working with women? Do you want to work with a certain age of woman? I like the older women, like Dakira, you said yours of women around 60s because they have a different perspective of health and they're more consistent versus
Right.
sometimes I feel like the women that are in their 30s and 40s, it kind of depends, but like they're still like in that diet mentality. They want to get fine for 40, I want to get fine for whatever. And
Right.
it's very external and not yet internal. And
Right.
even that frustrates me. Like, oh, I want to do the keto or I want to do paleo or I want to do whatever. And I'm just like, I really have to force myself to either meet myself where they are because they're trying to get the overall is like trying to get healthier. So know yourself, know your demographic. And I feel like I'm a little bit protective of the industry because as soon as this other woman was like asking about workouts and stuff, I was like, well, wait a minute. You need to be certified. So just making sure you're protecting yourself and that you're doing your due diligence because you don't want to get into a situation when you're working with someone or you provided them with workouts and they're doing these workouts and then something happens, they're going to come to you as the person that provided that workout. And so I just want to make sure that people are protecting themselves or doing things in the right process, and not getting caught up in the excitement and wanting to help people, but do it in the right way. So definitely like get a mentor. I'm glad she reached out to me because I said, go here, do this. This is your resource. This is your process. And, hopefully she is comfortable with coming back to me and trust me that I'm going to give her reputable what's the word of reputable advice. And I like what you said, Dakir, about being the authority and not being afraid to say, I don't know. Um,
Right.
I don't know if you remember, we both trained him. I cannot remember his name, Demetrius. He was in the wheelchair.
Oh, Calvin.
Calvin. Calvin
We
was,
all know Calvin. We all know, all three of us know Calvin.
oh my goodness. So I had Calvin, I think I started training him first.
He
And
did.
oh my goodness, I learned a lot from
Yeah, I learned a lot from Calvin too.
I
Yeah.
learned a lot from Calvin. Every session I was so anxious because I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea. And I told him that I was like, look, I ain't never had anyone that was in a wheelchair. And
Right.
so I had to do a lot of, and he asks a lot of questions.
Yeah,
Why am I
buddy.
doing this? And what's the point? So I had to
Right.
make
Mhm.
sure that anytime I came to him that I did my research because I knew he was going to ask, what is the point of this?
Right.
Yeah.
So not being afraid to not know the answer, but also knowing that you are the authority and you are going to have clients who are going to question you, which they should question you. Why am I doing this? How is this going to help me? So that's it. Anything else you want to add or share to the conversation before we wrap it up?
I'm at 2%. I just got off of the airplane, so if I cut out, I do apologize.
No worries. We understand. All
All
right.
right.
I would say I thought about this. If you have the opportunity to gain or create a circle of fitness professionals who you respect, you
Yeah.
know, definitely do that because that can lead into doing big business in other areas, or it could just
Mhm.
be a safe place for you to be able to ask questions and then just to learn
Yeah.
more. Because if they're doing big things, then you're going to be challenged, to do some things too. So that's what came to mind.
Yeah, that's a great point. Absolutely. I think that I've kept in contact with a lot of my fitness friends over the years, like you, Shane,
Mm.
a couple of others. Just in if I'm stuck in something, like Shane's really good at functional fitness, so I'm going to go to him for functional fitness type of stuff. So it's good to have a network of professionals that's also available on LinkedIn. Um, I think that is it. I'm trying to think of anything else to cover, but I think we covered a lot. I think we had a great conversation. So, yes, last, just give us your email. So if folks want to train with you, they know how to reach you. So, Dakira, you're about to lose power, so you go first.
Mine is Let's Get It for Life, LETSGETITFORLIFE, and I'm gone.
Boy, was he? Was he?
All right, Demetrius, where can we find you?
Mine is get your work in. Literally, get your work in. The numbers 365 at Gmail, and our website information is Know Yourself, KNOW Yourself Fitness and Mentoring Group.com. So that's and my number is 469-226-6575.
Awesome. And I am Coach Angie. And I have a Full Potential Fit Club virtual gym for women. I work with women. So you can reach me at Full Potential Fit Club 81 at gmail.com. And if you need to reach me via phone or text, I can be reached at 972-693-5832. All right, y'all, have an awesome afternoon. Thank you, Demetrius. I know Dakira had to hop off, but I also thank him for his time, and have an awesome afternoon. Bye.
Thank you.